Mason, how you doing, man? This is Sean Casey, fired up to see you out there at Citi Field. And what does the Players Weekend mean for you? You know, it's going to be a lot of fun for all you guys out there and getting a chance to showcase your charity.
Yeah, man. I mean, we get an opportunity to play baseball every day, so that's fun in and of itself. But to get the chance to shed some light on some causes that are important to each of us, I think that's a really cool opportunity for us to connect with the fans and show the game's a little bigger than just baseball.
Hey, Mason, during your recent 10-game road trip, you had a chance to sort of go over and talk to some kids who has diabetes and spend some time with them. How was that?
It's great. Yeah, I mean, any opportunity I get to meet a kid, I make sure to take advantage of that. It's a cool moment for me, just knowing that they're going through the same thing I am. Being diagnosed later in my life, I didn't get the same kind of upbringing with it that they're having to deal with. So just being able to be a role model for them is super rewarding for me. And all the kids are great to spend time with. They love the game, love sports. So it's just super cool to connect with them.
How's your daily? Like, to keep yourself going, keep yourself where you need to be every single day with the job you have every single night. How's it for you every day as far as your regimen?
Yeah, I mean, we're baseball players, so we're routine oriented. For me, it's just a little bit more, So, yeah, just getting the food I need each day. We have great nutrition across the league, so just staying on top of that and putting yourself in the best position to succeed each night.
What about you guys right now? The A's are playing some great ball, especially in this second half. What's it been like coming to the yard and winning some games and obviously getting some W's for our boy Mark Kotze out there?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, all of us here know the kind of group that we have. It's just about putting the talent in the right places and, going out and playing ball on all sides each night. So just string together a stretch the way we have, we know it's in there. So now it's just showing everybody else.
Hey, you came in early in the season. You came on MLB Central with, D-Row and myself. That was early. Now, now it's a little bit later. Talk about the team. I know you just answered a little bit, but what's the mentality every single day? What's the mindset? You sort of have your group that you're going to end the season with. How do you go into the off season with a positive mentality to get yourself ready for next?
Yeah, it's, we got an opportunity to compete every day. So taking advantage of that opportunity, not only for ourselves, but kind of that team mentality that we've adopted too. You're playing for the guy next to you and having a group here where, we kind of have a consistent lineup and, guys are really coming into a role and being able to count on guys in certain roles has been huge. So just kind of leaning into that, trusting each other and, playing for the guys next to you.
There's nothing better in the big leagues than getting a chance to play in an All-Star game. And for you got your first All-Star game out of the way. I'm sure there's many more to come. Take us back to that experience. And what was your favorite moment of that All-Star Weekend?
Hey, man, I mean, every single moment of that was awesome. Just being able to be a part of that experience. So many talented players there, coming from different places, different teams, coming together, celebrating the games, celebrating the successes that we've all had. But yeah, I mean, getting in the game was the best. The atmosphere was crazy, and facing the best of the best. I'd have to go with the strikeout of Ohtani as my favorite moment. It'd be criminal not to say that. So yeah, that'd have to be it.
Hey, look, I just saw you and wifey, taking some pics on the red carpet. How was that?
That was cool. Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity for me to walk with my wife. She's a huge part of this, and I think that gets lost in the shuffle a lot of times. The roles that families and spouses have. So just being able to celebrate that moment with her and our families was awesome. And she's my rock. So have her at my side was awesome.
Nice.
Mason, for you growing up, man, obviously out there in Pittsburgh, right next to me, who was the guy you looked up to, a role model you looked up to on the bump?
Yeah, I mean, Pirates baseball was what I lived and breathed. So going down to PNC, taking in a game, I'd say probably Garrett Cole when he was with the Pirates was one of my favorite pitchers to watch. And then getting the chance to watch him, take his talents across the league and kind of become this talent that he is today, has been super fun to watch. And just being a Pittsburgh guy, you always root for the hometown guys.
But speaking of Garrett Cole, obviously being one of the best starting pitchers in the game, won the Cy Young last year, and for you coming in as a starter, but now becoming one of the best closers in the game. Do you envision yourself going forward, maybe trying to get back into that starting rotation?
Heck no.
Yeah, I think you kind of you let that
Yeah, he
one,
does.
you know,
You
kind of crumble the way it does. You know, I mean, I'm having a lot of success in the role I'm in. I think we got a lot of guys that are throwing the ball well in the rotation. So being able to lock down games for us, I think that's where my value's at right now. So that's where I'm going to be.
Listen, a smart man.
It's smart, man. Hey, Mason, dude, thanks a ton for joining us, man. Enjoy Players Weekend and keep dominating down the stretch in the A's and make Mark Kotsay sleep well at night, brother.
Tell our boy I said what's up, man.
Absolutely.
Tell him get that beard trimmed down a little bit.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.